I have my Bluetooth on. I hope it works. When somebody joins in and joins up on the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Say it again when you guys are around. But for everybody watching the replay, I hope you can hear me. If not, I'll turn my Bluetooth off in a second and it'll be fine. But we're just hanging out, cutting some wood. For the wood stove. Forgot to put my gloves on. If there happens to be any music in the background that comes through clear enough, I hope it doesn't cause a copyright issue, but I have no rights to it, but it's the wife inside listening to some music. If it comes through, I have no rights, so I'm not trying to use it for anything. It happens to be there. But hope everybody is having a good winter time. Thanksgiving just went through, and hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. There's a couple weeks past that now, so snow's starting to steadily stick around where we are. So, hope some people want to show up and hang out in my live and see how things are going. And we'll get a combo started and see what people have going on. But right now, I just, the other day, if anybody caught my video, about playing the One More game to be more productive, I went and collected a bunch of birch logs that the neighbor had cut up for me a while back, that I've been saving for when I started running low. And started running low, so that happens. Hello to whoever joined in. I can't see the chat all that well. Oh, hey Frontier. How's it going, man? There we go. I gotta touch the screen, drag it up. Howdy, howdy. Getting ready to chop some wood. How you doing? Wish I could get the chat to just stay up on the screen. But getting some birch logs set up to be able to split them, that's the plan. I've got a little system that I do. Normally it works. Happy you're doing well. I've been seeing you post in my group there, Heath. I gotta start being more active. I haven't been posting much, I've just been kind of running. So, hey bud, does it sound like my sound is coming through my Bluetooth? Is that working, or does it sound like it's coming through the phone? You're pretty good with the audio stuff sometimes. Awesome. Okay, so glad my earbud is working. This is one time where I kind of wish I used the StreamYard service more. It just doesn't really work on my phone for me. I can join in on other people's, but I wish I could have someone joined in on mine and be like a moderator. The Magnetic Squatch mentioned that to me before. I thought it was a good idea. Have someone split screen with me so that way they can see, the chat on the desktop and let me know what's being said and kind of handle the chat. Usually have the wife with the chat up on hers, but she's inside taking care of stuff, so that way I can be ready to take care of some things once I get this done. But I don't know if there's a way to call someone up to split screen on this, so well, that's an effect. I don't want an effect. Save highlight. No, I don't want none of that. Huh. I don't know. Well, for the greater mind of YouTube that is listening, if you guys do end up doing a StreamYard split screen kind of style thing, to really make it be a quick grab button that you can activate. Just be like, hey, join in. And then it comes up and gives people permission, and you can just click it. They make everything else so shareable and connectable. It makes perfect sense. Everything should split pretty simply. Even though there's some terrible knots. It's not going to be nice. This one's a toughie. I knew it wasn't going to take long, but he already irritated me. Sorry if I'm kind of breathy. Happens. A toast to talking to yourself, because no one's in here right now. And not considering it insanity because you're doing it in front of a camera. to jinx myself and say it was going to be easy. I guess you're safe for this. Hate when the stack falls over. Well, still hanging up on myself for now. But I'm almost all the way through. On the top here. 2 stubborn pieces. 2 pieces that fell over. Right here. These pieces. Always these pieces. Screw it. You know, it's almost worth the extra couple of minutes to saw the odd-shaped ends off for that smoother surface for the split. Otherwise it does this. I want to break all sorts of stuff. And just the 2 stubborn logs left. Anybody hop in? Yeah. Well, I don't mind hanging out. Well, 8 logs turned into 20 some rounds, turned into maybe about 100 pieces. Yeah. Let me give her a tilt. Well, while I'm sitting here, hanging out by myself, I will, well, for one, catch my breath. 2, talk about what's going on a little bit around. Some plans and some things that I got working. We got the fence up. Seems nice and sturdy. We had some good winds. And the way I had it set up, all I had was metal T-posts to put with a wood fence. And it had to go at a weird angle. Ground wasn't level. Was kind of rushing to hurry it up for a little bit of privacy because there's just, you know, it's a privacy fence. You want some privacy. Let's leave it at that. But one of the biggest things I've got going on right now is the hill behind me is covered in saplings, and they're bird saplings, and there's other, I think there's some oak and stuff like that, but he wants it all cleared out. So I'm going to clear it all out, but I'm going to take and make a bunch of walking sticks, canes, staves, and just other odds and ends to make and sell to the town people, the shops in town, and for anybody who wants to request one. Maybe some of my top supporters will receive that as a gift. I'm also going to use the saplings to make coins, to carve or burn a symbol into it, to make that for my gifts, to either be a medallion or like the wooden poker chips some people make. The Swamp Rat's talking about making his symbol on wooden tokens to do giveaways or to sell or something. He's got plans with those, and it's a really good idea. So I was thinking about making my own kind of thing using the birch, taking slices off of the saplings and the lumber, the saplings instead of but okay. I just have a lot of plans with the saplings that are getting chopped down anyway. I want to make sure that they get put to use. I don't like wasting, so I'm going to utilize them to show the love to my supporters, to make some money to help support this adventure and this channel and this mission and everything else that I have going on. As soon as I can get YouTube and everything else to be self-sustaining, to where it'll pay for my phone bill, and maybe a little bit to help further things along faster, I can have systems set up and stuff like that and share that with you guys, and I can get a good chunk of wood here so that way I don't have to worry about it anymore, and so that way I can focus on other things that I have going on that I want to work on, like sharing skills and tips with you guys, getting the bushcraft camp survival school started. If anybody's interested in that, you know, you can hit me up on Facebook, social media, the Modern Native group. I just started my Patreon page, and it's still in the works. I'm still deciding everything that's going to go on with it. I'm open to the conversation, and anybody who wants to make a request or to ask or talk about anything on there, you can send me a message, put a comment on a post or anything. But to those that would decide to become a patron, that would be awesome. I have the link in my About section. Later on, I will link it underneath this video. Anybody, like I was saying, anybody who would become a patron, I would show my love and appreciation and support. I would do giveaways and behind the scenes. I would take requests. And the Patreon is something that the wife and I are working on together to share with everybody. I will be making different tiers and putting different videos and media and behind the scenes and maybe exclusive lives or exclusive content that can't or won't be shared on YouTube. Or Facebook or anything like that. So I am going to be starting to work on my Teespring and my Spreadshop stores again soon to put more content on there, put more products that people would like. Shout out to my one sale so far is my good buddy Pat. He's been a top supporter from the beginning, and he's a good friend of mine. He's great. Bought a bandana handkerchief thing with my logo on it, so he liked that. He thought it was cool. Sent me a good picture. It's on my community tab. But right now, just chilling out, trying to relax for a minute after I got all this wood done. Still nobody in. Nobody in the chat, nobody in the room, nobody watching the live, but that's alright. It'll be up for the replay. At any point in time, anybody can comment or message or, you know, ask questions, make requests, what kind of things you want to see, what kind of content you want me to put out. Been kind of scrambled right now because I've been so busy with everything. I was taking this opportunity to sit down and talk to you guys. I have a project in the works, and this is a good time to mention it. My mom's birthday passed just a little bit ago. This whole season from October's the month that she passed away. November is her birthday, which is usually falling on Thanksgiving, so it's always a hard time. This year it was Black Friday, you know, the day after, but just makes... It always ends up being a thoughtful, emotional roller coaster through this whole season, and it's always a conflict because I love Thanksgiving, I love the memories, but I miss my mom and the pain that comes with her being sick when I was growing up and passing away when I was young, and I love the snow, I love the winter season, and Christmas was our favorite holiday. We always went full out on it. And I have a special story and song cover and project I'm going to do coming up very soon. Very emotional. I'm practicing. I just want to make sure it's good because I have something to dedicate not only to my mom, but someone very special that has no idea how special they are. True real life story. And it's just so close to my heart. I want to share it with you guys, and I want to share it, you know, share a part of me and who I am. So, there's that. I'm excited to start the bushcraft camp soon. Working on getting the Jeep going so that way we can get that up there to go to the bushcraft camp and start the bushcraft camp survival school. So that'll be fun and a good opportunity. But there's so much to do, so much all the time. Gotta say, don't want to be a downer or a complainer, but this live was kind of a dud. Nobody, Frontier popped in, he said hi. I haven't gotten anybody else on the live so far. That's alright, you know what happens. It's a easy way to have a conversation and upload and get your message across as long as you're okay with doing everything on the spot. And as you guys know, most of my videos, most of my everything is kind of one take, one shot. You know, I'm capturing a part of my life of what I'm doing. Nothing is staged, nothing is fake. My biggest issue is trying to remember to throw the camera up to, you know, show you guys. And so it's a good way to doing a live like this, even if no one's watching at the time of doing the live. Having it posted, it's an easy, fast upload, and you can get the message and conversation out without having to go through the extra process of editing and everything else, which I don't really do anyway. I show you guys the real thing. So I'm going to get this wood loaded in so that way it can start drying next to the wood stove. We can get it loaded in. I have some deer to process, some skins to tan. Excited about that. So hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys had a good time. Who's going to be watching the replay? Thanks, Heath, Frontier Survival. Check him out. Thanks for showing up. Hey, about to close it out and someone shows up. Who's hanging out? Way into adventures. Hey, bud. Oh, it's just you and me. How you doing? How's everything going? You missed me chopping up a pile of wood for my fire for the next couple of days. Sorry, I'm going to be doing the up and down, up and down. My phone is up on a tripod so that way I can capture. You'll see it on the replay if you ever go back and watch it. At 8-9 logs I brought down, end up chopping it up and into sections and just chopped it, split it all up. So I was just chilling, talking to myself for a while. It snows almost every day up here. And it's not even like we're way up north. We're sitting in a gully by, right by the mountains, and there's a creek that goes through. It causes a down pressure and a cold system with just moisture, and it's just constantly flurrying, constantly snowing a little bit. When everybody else is getting rain, it's a pocket of snow. I like it. Easier to deal with than the rain. I said it a few minutes ago. I said, well, I'm going to hang out and sit down and talk to myself, and it's not going to be considered insanity because I'm doing it in front of a camera. Okay, then. But, have you tuned in? You just caught me. I was just about to cut it out because I kind of fizzled out with what I was going to say and talk about. Someone else joined in for a second. But yeah, I almost fizzled out and didn't have anything else to talk about for a second. I was just talking about my bushcraft camp that I'm going to be working on, talking about the saplings that I'm going to be bringing down off the hill to make for canes and walking sticks and staves for gifts and to sell, so that way I can try to sustain the YouTube channel before I get monetized. I'm hoping it's going to start paying for my phone bill soon, at least. And I don't know if you saw, but I have a Patreon page now, and I have my Teespring and my spread shop. I've been trying to work on those and get those going. If you can happen to hear the music, I don't own it. No concern. Yeah, there's a country store right down in town that sells some walking sticks. So I thought if I made some birch walking sticks out of the saplings, could sell pretty good. Okay, good. The wife is inside listening to music, so I've been hoping, we've been trying to keep it down enough so that way it doesn't come through. I don't want to have a copyright issue. The live streams are some of the best watch times. But yeah, just after I get done with this, I've got some deer hides to process into some leather and some quarters to break down. Everything was gifted to me by a local hunter. He's pretty cool. He's a good guy. I like birch. Birch is strong as long as you get it to where it dries out. And as long as you keep it, as long as it doesn't get soaked and absorb a ton of moisture, as long as it's, inside in between uses, inside the tent, you keep it, make sure it doesn't get wet again. You could always seal it after, but I like natural stuff. But birch is a good, strong wood. I'm going to be using it to make a kind of cage porch covering that I'm going to put climbing plants on the porch. If you've seen the cabin walkthrough, you've seen the front deck porch where I'm going to arch it up and over the sliding doors and kind of put trellising in. And have climbing plants and flowers and stuff. I might have herbs and stuff like that growing up on the porch this spring. But I'm also going to use and make a drum out of some skin. I'm hoping to make a hide jacket. Like, when I say it, it kind of sounds stupid to me, but it's, I still love the idea, even though it sounds foolish. But I want to do a kind of Assassin's Creed style hood jacket with some deer skins. I thought that'd be super cool. And I'm going to be setting up the smoker pit and pile here in the yard to tan up and smoke up the skins here in a bit and make some jerky right out in the open. So that'll be fun. I have 2 stubborn logs that just didn't want to split. I don't want to deal with them though. But I am excited to set up the rock wall behind me, and I'm going to have almost like a Viking fence. It's almost like a miniature native village fence when you think of the longhouse villages, to where they had the wall set up. I want to have it on the back wall. I'm going to build up a rock wall and have the birch saplings all lined up so that way when the dog runs up, he's not able to jump up and over and get out and run up the hill and chase after a deer. Then I just got to get something to close up the front end here in between the end of the privacy fence to the stairs, so I can just let him out, have him come down, he can hang out in the yard while I'm doing stuff. He loves being outside and being with me, and he kind of throws a fit sometimes when he's got to stay inside and hang out. Hoping to find him a friend soon. He spent the first part of his life with a brother, and I'd like to get him a friend to hang out with and play with and have them run around, and it'd just be nice. They pair off better. Dogs always seem to be healthier when they have another dog to play with. I get down on all fours and play with them and act like a dog, and I'm actually going to be making a personal bushcraft camp up the hill, to where I'm going to do an earthen shelter with rock and a log roof and I'm going to have it be an earthen roof after I put down some moss and I'm going to layer out the moss and the leaves and the soil and everything else, and that's going to be where my uh, video set is going to be. That's where I'm going to record and stuff like that, right in between two creeks. It's the perfect setting. So that's what I'm going to do there. Back here, what I will end up doing is I'm going to be putting a forge right about there to where I can actually do some metalworking and stuff like that. There's a ton of stuff coming throughout the winter and coming to spring. There's going to be a ton of different projects. I'm also going to do an extreme survival video, probably live, with the creeks we have nearby. I'm legit going to have an accident while hiking and fall into the creek and film from the point where I fall into the creek, get totally soaked, make my survival shelter, make a fire with what I have on me, even though it went in the water, and dry everything out, save myself, and save my clothes, and be able to recover to be able to make it out. So I can put to rest some trash talk that's going on with certain YouTubers that have been saying that I'm a kid and I don't know shit. But, you know, I'm 28 and been through a ton of survival situations in life already. Nobody knows my actual story. I haven't shared it yet. So some people are making some judgments that are very unfounded. So I wanted to make a big point and do a uncut survival video to an extreme. So I'm gonna see what she said though. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Gonna be doing a 24-hour survival. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that Africa trip sounds fun. To anybody watching the replay, when next month, December, or January, sorry, I'm assuming, check out Way Into Adventures for his 24-hour survival in Africa. So that'd be an awesome remote thing. I'd love to be able to do that. You guys should come up and do a northern survival trip. I have acreage that I can use to do survival videos. It'd be fun. Plus, you know, it's the Adirondacks. They're beautiful. Next year, I'm going to be doing the Ultra Through Hike. If everything works out and everything can get lined up, I'm going to do the Ultra Through Hike, which is something I made, because nobody's ever done it before. It's the Appalachian Trail into the North Country Trail. It's going to be 6,800 miles, and I have a little bet between some of my friends. It's not an official bet yet, but everybody's doubting it. They don't think I can do it in a year, in a hiking season. So my plan is to do it with minimal gear, coordinating just some certain provision pickups, and trying to cover 60 miles in a day. My dog is even training to do it. He loves doing the hikes with me. He could go 40, 60, 80 miles a day, and he would love it. He's a husky, and he wants to go, and he's very upset that we're back in the cabin, and he's not getting to play out at camp all the time. I am totally down for a collab. If you guys have the ability to come up and want to do a video, I've got a ton of different scenarios we could do. It'd be really fun. If you look up, it's part of the Northville Lake Placid Trail in the Adirondacks, out in Wells. There's a great section to hike and see some waterfalls and get some really, really good winter hiking and camping in. That it'd just be beautiful. I'm totally down for a collab if anybody's into that. You know, besides Way Into Adventures, if you're down for that. He offers stands for just about anybody. I'd love to hang out with like-minded people and do a survival scenario or just a camping thing, or bushcraft, or whatever. My big thing is nobody does it wrong. It's just your way of doing things. As long as you can accomplish what you need to have. Fire, water, food, shelter. How you accomplish that is your style. And I like seeing how different people do things differently, and you can mash in different techniques together and end up coming up with your own style, and you can end up being really efficient if you know how to put it together. Ugh. Exactly. The best way changes on the scenario. It's all specific to your situation, your scenario, your environment. Even with how I was splitting the wood, each log wanted to split a different way. There was, I'm sure, different and easier ways I could have split it, but it's not necessarily easier depending on how you look at it. To me, that was efficient. It was time efficient. It was energy efficient, because all I had to do was just tip everything up, pile it all on top of itself, and split it as I went down. Yeah, it kind of made it a mess, but this is only me sitting here until after I'm done with this, and I'm going to carry it all inside. So, I ramble. Not to mention, it feels like I talk to myself, even though, you and I are having a conversation. I can't help it. Although, nature is calling. So I may have to cut this and just, say see you later. Thanks for popping in, Way Into Adventures. I wish I knew your... appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining in. People who watch the replay, remember to check out my Teespring, my Spreadshop, my Patreon. All of it helps support me, and everything's going to go back into the channel because the channel is my life. I'm sharing my life on the channel. So, however you support me, you support the channel, you support us. That's what it is, and we appreciate everything, everybody that helps us out, everybody that shares us around and joins in and watches what I put up. I know I went into a little bit of a scramble here, but I'm getting back on track, I'm getting focused, I'm getting motivated, and I'm going to get more useful and informative content out and be able to share that with you guys. So, Way Into Adventures, Heath, Frontier Survival, thank you again for showing up, popping in. Thanks for the like, the subscribe, and your time. I appreciate every minute you guys spend with us and every minute that you guys choose to watch our videos. Have a good night, Way Into Adventures, and everybody else. Till next time, get out there, be a native, and go beast.